homes and buying, different things. And so, I mean, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I mean, I haven't seen him in quite some time.
And like that, people get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever.
$100 million. If he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities.
Floyd Mayweather's family has recently spoken out about his reported $40 million financial downfall. His father revealed that what began as a simple conversation about a car spiraled into a major argument, ultimately causing a rift between them. Money changes people, he said, disappointed by how fame and fortune have strained their bond.
At one time, we was coming up. We have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is what it is. Sometimes, when people it ain't about me training or anything like that. People get money, man. Things change. I don't care whether it's your father, mother, whoever. Father, mother, brother, sister, name it. If sometimes when people get money.
Jeff Mayweather also voiced his concerns, admitting he no longer understands Floyd's choices. From purchasing buildings to jumping into countless ventures, Floyd's post-boxing life appears erratic. Jeff noted the irony in Floyd retiring from boxing only to keep returning through exhibition fights. It seems he can't walk away from either the spotlight or the money.
I did. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much, and so I don't really know what's going on with him. I know he's doing things that to better his life, like buying homes and buying different things, and so I mean I don't know exactly what he's doing. So I mean I haven't seen him in quite some time, and I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions.
At the height of his fame, Floyd once boasted, "When it comes to legalizing bank robbing, I'm the best," showcasing both his confidence and ego. Back then, those words represented lucrative fights and huge paydays. Now, they echo more like a rationalization for reckless spending, possibly blinding him to the dangers that lay ahead.
A quick heist. I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me.
A former associate of Mayweather revealed a troubling detail. Even during his most profitable months, Floyd spent more than he earned. Whether he was raking in 5 or 6 million or billion each month, his expenses always exceeded his income. Neglecting taxes and regular bills, he set himself on an unsustainable path, and soon, his wealth began to vanish.
Look, man, we both made some real money, but you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
Shit, he probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes. We say we made $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. We really don't got no paper like that saved up.
That's a fact.
So even if he's making $100 million, if he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but me and you, we real. We never count nobody paper. So
not at all.
I hope he got 10 billion. And I hope he get out of his problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out. Like whatever the tab is, he should be able to wire that.
I think he could do that with no problem. I think he got all the money in the world. I think they may not want it. Some different countries be wanting different things. think about it. How many times have, we've been involved with something and we go, nah, man, we just throw some paper at it. And I'm talking back in the days when we was doing our little 1-2s.
Correct.
And nah, they don't want to drop the case. You'd be like, I'll put the money up for the lawyer. I'll put the money up for the bail. They don't want to drop it. And you find yourself 9-10 months later sitting there like, oh shit, this shit's getting real. So I think that's the problem he going through. I think it may be getting real.
Wow. That's crazy, man. And you would figure his big homie Al Heyman would rectify it.
Al's a powerhouse. Al's that dude. Al should be able to rectify anything. He's a Harvard lawyer.
Floyd has always prided himself on being his own boss, handling deals, signing checks, and answering to no one. While that independence helped him dominate the boxing world, it hasn't served him well in business, in finance, leaning on advisors, and professionals isn't a weakness, it's smart. But Floyd's solo approach has led to risky decisions and mismanaged investments.
Floyd Mayweather, after the Aaron Chambers fight, went to Monaco and put 11 million on black. 50 million on black.
Everyone earns their own money. You do what you want with your money. Right?
Yeah.
But to an extent, I don't respect it because you're someone that's in such a seat of influence. Especially when like we were younger, we used to
look up to Floyd.
And what's he teaching the guys growing up? Well, spunk your money on
dumb
casino,
shit.
Work so hard to get it, and then throw it away in the casino. Like, come on, man.
That's the thing. It's like that lifestyle. Floyd is not. Why do you think he come back doing exhibitions and that, bro?
Sure.
Probably, I don't think Floyd. Don't get me wrong.
I think his level of broke is our level of rich.
Mayweather's flair for theatrics is well known, like when he rolled into Mexico in a tank. But his constant need to put on a show often means spending vast sums on things with no lasting value. What may seem like harmless showboating could actually point to deeper issues, a compulsive need to maintain an image that no longer aligns with reality. In a more unsettling claim, boxer Gervonta Davis, who was mentored by Floyd, alleged that Mayweather was once detained in Dubai over unpaid jewelry debts. If true, this incident suggests Floyd is struggling to keep up with his extravagant lifestyle. The once invincible boxing icon now faces whispers of financial trouble that no amount of flash can cover.
Speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather is supposedly held hostage in Dubai. Gervonta Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. Then Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
Yo, them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them get on live right now. And he owe people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like 2 years ago, said that Floyd is actually broke. And it low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
A consistent trend in Mayweather's financial habits has emerged, acquiring high-end items and delaying or outright skipping payment. Several Dubai vendors reportedly lost trust in him after multiple payment issues. This credit-based lifestyle, built on image and borrowed time, isn't sustainable. Even billionaires can't escape the consequences of unpaid debts.
Tank's come out with a bit of a mad statement, and he said that Floyd Mayweather has been held captive in Dubai because he owes people money and he can't pay them, or won't pay them, one or the other. Before I carry on, please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Now for me, the idea that one of the richest men in the world cannot pay somebody in Dubai is a bit mad. However, Tank Davis has come out and said ask Floyd to go live right now, and he can't. Which is a fair point, and knowing how Mayweather's ego is, if it was possible for him to go live, he would be responding to this straight off the bat. Now that being said, it wasn't that long ago since we saw that video call between him and Bill Haney on the internet. So whether this is true or not, I do not know. It could just be Tank throwing shots at Floyd Mayweather, because I know that relationship has been a little bit ropey in the last few years. But you never know. especially with somebody like Mayweather, who sometimes comes across with a bit of a god complex. Maybe he's just tried to screw in the wrong people. But let me know what you guys think to this. Do you think that Floyd Mayweather has been held captive in Dubai? Or do you think this is just Tank Davis stirring up some stuff? Let me know in the comments. As always, like, a favourite, save a share, all appreciated. Please hit that follow button if you haven't already. We're on a mission to get to 10k. Peace out.
Davis also suggested that Floyd has a hard time watching younger fighters surpass him. While competitive spirit is expected, this reluctance to step aside reveals a deeper insecurity of fear of being forgotten. His insistence on staying at the top not only hurts his legacy, but also hinders the careers of the very fighters he once mentored.
Mayweather set you up against Pedraza. Did he really think Pedraza was gonna beat you? Later.
He didn't know how good I was and how I would have handled the situation, so he just threw me out there.
Why do you think
he was hurt? He was hurt. I mean, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight Benavidez? That don't make no fucking sense. You don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Just so you're next in line.
Is there like a
last question, guys?
Is there like a love-hate like fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. Cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this, I'm that, and it just I don't know.
Despite Floyd's claims of earning over $350 million from certain fights, insiders have revealed the real numbers often hover closer to $60 million. This pattern of exaggerating income seems aimed at preserving his image, but it raises questions about how real his wealth truly is.
How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean,
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
What do you do with all this money?
And, cash is king.
Do you have an ATM card?
I'm the human ATM.
Joe Rogan recently highlighted another major red flag: Floyd's alleged neglect of taxes. According to Rogan, this could be why the IRS is closely monitoring him. No matter how lavish his lifestyle, it won't impress tax authorities. Failing to meet federal obligations could turn into a serious legal mess, regardless of how much he once earned.
Money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No,
it's just neglect to
it's
pay.
Neglect, and it's also like I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money that there's probably a point when they're like, "Hey, it's time to pay your taxes," and you go like, "All right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money." And then they go, "That's true, but you owe 50 more," and he's just like, "That can't be right." I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn didn't hold back in critiquing Floyd's current path. He views the continued exhibitions and wild investments as desperate attempts to chase cash. For someone who once claimed to have enough, Floyd now seems like he's fighting to survive not just in relevance, but financially.
About Mayweather.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could of his era. But he was a different kind of skill set. He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
for money?
But
I don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
I think he still needs the money.
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years.
the money. But you know when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending,
It's a lot of expenses.
Yeah.
Once a symbol of success, Floyd's public image is starting to unravel. Fans are beginning to doubt his honesty, especially after finding inconsistencies in his claims, particularly about property ownership. For someone who built his persona on wealth and victory, this exposure is a serious blow.
Who said Floyd ain't still out here doing big deals? Money Mayweather just inked a massive $402 million real estate deal in New York City, buying up 60 apartment buildings from Black Spruce Management, the equivalent of 1,000 apartment units. Now, Floyd said the goal is to be able to provide affordable housing to families that need it. Most of the units are located in Upper Manhattan. And he said that when he was a kid, his dream was just to be able to own a home, and that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. Damn, Floyd just bought the block. I'm proud of Floyd. He's come a long way. This is a guy who was once seen burning money in a nightclub. He spent $17 million on a watch. Not to pocket watch him, but people looked at him for years like, yo, he wastes a lot of money. Does he ever give back? And now he's providing affordable housing? Damn, Money Mayweather's come a long way. This is a real good look. It shows evolution. It shows maturity. Not to mention, it's always great to see another person of color become a landlord in New York City.
Yeah, I think.
And on a point like this, because we're in New York City right now, we're in Manhattan. That's what we do. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. For 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Mayweather often showcased his supposed land holdings in New York as proof of smart investing, but insiders now claim those statements were exaggerated. If that's the case, it reveals a troubling habit of creating a public image that doesn't align with reality.
If that's safe to say, I should say.
But we might see it more in New York, maybe?
Well, I live in New York.
I know. By the way, I saw you bought like 40 apartments or something.
Well, no, actually,
I think you bought New York. I mean, oh my God.
I didn't buy New York, but I feel like everyone should own a piece of the earth. And I feel like you can't go wrong with New York real estate. So what I did was, in one of my portfolios, because I don't know the exact number, because they said if you know how much money you got, you really don't have no money. So if you know how many buildings you got, you don't really have no buildings. So I think I own right now somewhere upwards of 100 buildings or more.
Joe Rogan offered another perspective on Floyd's obsession with luxury. The constant display of diamonds, exotic cars, and designer fashion may not just be for show, it could be hiding insecurity. For someone who claims invincibility, Floyd seems unusually desperate for validation. True confidence doesn't require constant performance.
The only person who's been able to do like that is Floyd Mayweather. He's the only guy who's been able to just be balling out of control, constantly flashing money, $1 million watches, a fleet of super expensive cars, and still fucks everybody up. The thing about Floyd is he never lost his discipline. Floyd would famously run home from the nightclub. So he would go out in Vegas, he'd be partying. It looked like he's partying, he's drinking water. And then he would have his driver drive, and with his pants on, jeans on, he would jog home. I mean, the dude was always trained.
One of the most revealing moments in Floyd's life came during a difficult period when his longtime friend, 50 Cent, stepped in to manage his business. 50 even invested $1 million of his own money into Mayweather Promotions, but Floyd later denied asking for help and never repaid him, which ultimately ended their friendship.
50 Cent and Mayweather.
Yeah.
This looked like a friendship that was going to last a lifetime. What the hell happened?
As he was actually going into jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather Promotions. As he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC. So technically, Floyd is a golden boy fighter. They build the whole show.
Yeah.
Then he comes home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in Pocket campaign, where, it's $300,000 chains being bought and buying a new Lamborghini and all these new things. And I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that. When he finally does bring up the actual situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell you how to do that. I didn't tell you to do that. Like, Floyd, he ain't that, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, if they push me to a certain point, I'll mess up in front of everybody. Because it's just the way I'm brought up. Like, I never ran from anything because I had nobody to go to. I've always had where I'm going. Home to get me.
In a recent video, Floyd made it clear money is the one thing he refuses to compromise on. He's open to negotiation in other areas, even boxing, but not when it comes to finances. While that sounds admirable, this unbending attitude has often led to conflict and broken relationships.
Instead, we can't fuck up the money. We can't fuck up the money no matter what. We can fuck up a lot of things. We can fuck up the club. We can fuck up a house. We can fuck up a car, but we can't fuck up the money.
So you mean to tell me at the minute where your uncle and...
I knew a fine was coming instantly.
You knew a fine was coming?
I knew it.
But and not one piece of your thing said, let me go snuff
I couldn't
Judah real quick.
No? I was already taking care of business.
Okay, all right. You said, fuck that, let's stay on the back.
I mean, my thing was this. We're professionals. I'm not an amateur. You know, this is not a street fight. So when you're a professional and you're a veteran, you got experience.
Wow.